All right, let's jump in and get into some historic. We got a couple of historic decks I want to do today, and then we're also going to play a bunch of standard as always, working our way up to the standard open this weekend on Saturday. If you're interested in playing in that, as of right now, I believe we have, looks like there are 216 players exactly signed up for the tournament. So there's room for 50 more slots. Again, the only requirement is you have to be currently subscribed to the channel and be capable of broadcasting your matches to Discord upon request. As far as this deck goes, we've got the Underworld Breach deck, which is one that we've seen in Historic before. So the basic idea here is Underworld Breach, along with double Diligent Excavator and double Mox Amber, allows us to deterministically mill ourselves out. And then we cast Thassa's Oracle using the Underworld Breach that we flipped into our bin when deterministically milling ourselves out to win the game with its trigger. So we've got Lurrus, the Dream Den here, as a new companion, enabling all sorts of things in all sorts of formats. That says each permanent in your starting deck has to have a converted mana cost of 2 or less. And during each of your turns, you may cast a permanent card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard. So what this lets us do is it lets us cast Underworld Breach or Wishclaw Talisman from our graveyard, which is sweet. So I've actually got 4 copies of Merfolk Secretkeeper here in the main deck because, in theory, with Lurrus, this Merfolk Secretkeeper is kind of just a draw 4. The 0-4 bodies also super relevant in terms of blocking against things like Mono Red and Gruul aggro in spot. So interested to see how this one goes. Let's go ahead and dive on into a historic event with this one and see how things feel. Chaos Magic Chuck, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Seems reasonable. Hey, Anna Holland. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Ghost Ailey's in. Thanks for the 2 months. Turn 1, Forest, that. So I think I actually want to just play this for one-on-one against what's likely Gruul. This will block Zertog Goblins for us. It'll take 1 damage. It'll take the edge off of a Spellbreaker, which sounds good. All right. Yeah. Okay, sure. Well, we'll get the last card out of their hand, I guess. Only a land. Yikes. We'll pass. I'm gonna block here. I'm gonna take 8, 9 and go to 9. I think I'm binning that. So I'm definitely doing this. The question is, do I shock this in to copy Kroxa? So if I shock this in to copy Kroxa, I'm going to go to 8. And then next turn, I go eat this, like chump block, take 5. That's probably not worth it. I think the better play is probably drop a tapped land, play Merfolk Secretkeeper as an 0-4. So... and we just play Wishclaw and pass, right? With the plan being we can use Laz to copy Kroxa here. We can do it at instant speed in case they don't see it. And then we finally stabilize a little bit, so they drew Embercleave. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we take those. Go. Labs just put on a little weight. They have been, Ant. Thanks for 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Just take some of the cards out of their hand here, I think. I totally clicked on the wrong thing there. Definitely intended to, definitely had intended to play the other Kroxa. There's a chance I'm supposed to be attacking with this. I'm excited to lose the game because I just lost a life that I didn't need to lose there. Because I misclicked. Yikes. Hey, Gab. Thanks for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at. Great. Lightning bolt you. I'm down a lightning bolt from where I should be, right? Because of the Agonizing Remorse misclick. So they're at 8. They would be at 5. I guess that's not strictly true. They wouldn't guaranteed be at 5. So Lurrus is lifelink here, keeping us alive. So they're obligated to chump block this here, right? Are they dead? I don't know. Are they? So this does 4. If I attack with both of these, they take 4 down to 4. And this puts them to 1. So that's not quite lethal, it doesn't look like. Is there removal we can tutor for? No, I don't think so, right? Yeah, we're 1 off. Yeah, I think the opponent not knowing Lurrus had lifelink was a reality there. Kind of an impressive. Yeah, like remember this was a game where like turn 2 they just flooded the board, right? They had like double Burning Emissary, like they went Land War Elf into turn 2 Pelt Collector, Burning Tree, Kroll Harpooner, right? And again, like while I get Well, I get Burning Tree can be a frustrating card to play against. It definitely is. Like, in terms of power level of this format, it really feels like Burning Tree Emissary is a super appropriate power level, right? Like, one of the things that I really like about Historic is the fact that there's so many good things to be doing in this format. I don't feel like I'm obligated to choose a specific good thing to be doing, because there's a variety of genuinely good things to be doing. Also, can we pour one out for Merfolk Secretkeeper there, by the way? Just like 0-4 for one would have been great. Could we have Wishclaw for Murderous Rider? Okay, the thing you're missing is you're getting a 10-minute timeout because you should look at the deck list before acting confused. That's the part. The part you missed is the deck list is on your screen. And I would recommend looking at it before acting confused that I didn't take the line involving a card I'm not playing. Yeah, do I want Legion's End 2 here? I don't actually know if I do. So, like, I'm boarding in Aether Gust, Heartless Act, Noxious Grasp, some Extinction Events. Do you think Legion's End is better than Secretkeeper? I don't know that it is. No, activating Wishclaw is only one. Yeah, but like, as that game just showed, do I really care about the Pelt Collectors and the Burning Tree Emissaries? I'm gonna hedge not Legion's End for now. So your companion only cares about your original deck, not after sideboarding. No, it cares after sideboarding too. Lurrus's restriction is permanent, so you can still play non-permanents that cost more than 2. It's not just creatures, it's permanents. Gosh, this hand is so close to being nutty. Hey, Figure of Destiny, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Can I keep this on the draw since I'm up a game? I'm going to keep this because I'm up a game. We're just like... Sick. Sick. Not only is Rider not in our deck, but we literally can't play it with our companion. Oh, Twitch chat, never change. By the way, chat, people using the desktop or mobile, does Cardboard Live support showing you this now? Cardboard Live is supposed to show you the companion now. Is that the case? Oh, I didn't realize the companion gets hidden by my ad. I'm gonna resize this. Maybe we need to try and figure out a different spot on my overlay for some of these things. Not on the desktop. Weird. Cardboard Live, not the actual deck, not the stream decker. All right, now I'm gonna open my own stream and test it myself, because I don't know if I believe you, Twitch chat. I don't know if Twitch chat understands what I'm saying. It does not appear to be working currently. I'm gonna message them. You should have trusted us, Jeff. Should I? Should I have? Twitch chat was correct. Broken clocks twice a day, all that jazz. So putting this into play tapped because I don't currently have a legendary, which means I cannot cast Aether Gust off the Mox. It does not currently make mana. Manamorphose into Cleave, right? Vomit. Oh, gosh! This is a historic spell. This is a historic spell that mills me with the Diligent Excavators. Just Kenneth, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Alright, well, they should be dead next turn. They should be dead next turn. Whew! Gosh, that's great. Alright, so we Underworld Breach. Well, that was kind of impressive, huh? So there's the Thassa's Oracle. So now again, every time we escape this, it takes us 3 cards to escape it, and then we mill 4. Serpent is less clicks. Is that true? It's not really, right? Because I have to select pay 0. You have to, yeah, it's the same, right? Because you have to hit confirm pay 0. Confirm pay 0 is the same as clicking a Mox Amber, right? Should be identical. You're just like clicking OK up front as opposed to after the fact. Confirm pay 0 is a faster click, maybe even a spacebar press. Ooh, let's see if it's a spacebar press. That's good. If it's a spacebar press, that's busted. Not a spacebar press. Alright, it's the same. No, it's 2 actually, right? I have to click 0 twice. It's actually more clicks. Gosh darn it, Twitch chat. It's more clicks. It's 1 more click. What are you doing to me? I play this deck a lot. Trust me, it's less clicks. It's more clicks, Twitch chat. Stop it. Get some help. Does anything embody Twitch chat more than that? No, it's actually the same, right? It's the same because you drag it up and then you click on the Mox. It's actually the same number. It's 2 clicks, right? Because it's 0, 0 versus confirm play, click on a Mox. Alright, I apologize, Twitch chat. You're not super stupid. You're just a little stupid. Is this one? That was close. I hit spacebar and it passed through. It's gonna be okay. They're out here is that I misclick, so like, you know. Yeah, who's excited to play this game on mobile, chat? Who thinks this application is mobile ready? The Lurrus is super instrumental. Yeah, I think Ultimatum's great. We played Ultimatum in Historic, and it felt really, really good. Would not be surprised if Ultimatum is super playable. I have blue in my lands. My lands make blue. Is this how I make Grixis playable? Something like that? If a seeking submission, they're going to implement a mobile-friendly format. Yeah, I agree, Zintoth. I think that would be smart. So, I think it would be really smart if the mobile version of Magic Arena had, like, some form of Momir Vig that limited the things you could put on the battlefield and, like, lets you draft and lets you build decks in the deck editor, but didn't let you, like, play standard. I think that would be a really elegant solution. Super reasonable and fine. Yeah, mobile companion app with like a custom format or two that was optimized for mobile seems like it would be pretty ideal. They have Orphan Guard here. Okay, an opponent is literally just playing Orphan Guard as a free roll. They're just like a creatureless control deck that's playing Orphan Guard as a free roll. We did this the other day, actually. Alright, draw 4 cards. What does a free roll mean? It means it's something that they get to do at no cost. It means they put this card as their companion because their deck was already built in a way that met its requirements. So the only actual cost associated with them playing this card was the fact that the only cost they had with playing this card was the fact that it takes a sideboard slot. Yeah, the cost is losing 8% of their sideboard. So, like, is having a 3-2 for 3 in some games worth losing that sideboard slot? Is basically the question.
Compassion and understanding. Let thoughts flow like river rapids.
All right, so I think I'm just milling myself here. They're losing the ability to play Dream Trawler. Yeah, kind of. I don't know. So, like, if you would have told me before this set happened that Dream Trawler wouldn't be an ideal win condition, I'm not sure that I would have believed you. But, like, after the last Jeskai deck we played, the what's it called? The ultimatum really felt better. Oh, hey, thanks for someone hooking up with Moe's with the code. Can a mod update the Cool Stuff Inc. command to talk about the code instead of just being a link to my articles? Because we have an exclamation point articles link. So, like, the exclamation point cool stuff doesn't also need to just be a link to my articles. Yeah, I think I just do this and hope they don't have a sweeper.
Trust me, I have a plan.
You still win. Cool stuff in credit your tournament if I live in Europe. That reminds me, I needed to look. I mean, you could definitely win the credit. I don't know if Cool Stuff does Cool Stuff being shipped to Europe. I meant to look that up the other day, and things have just been crazy with the set release. The new Narset is much better than expected. Can you explain why you think that? Because my experience so far has been that the new Narset is much, much worse than I expected it to be. I've not really liked this as a playable Planeswalker. It's not felt like a particularly playable Planeswalker. Every time I've played her, the result has been it's not felt good. Is Historic back up? Historic was never away. The ranked Historic ladder left. There's always a best of 3 Historic queue to play. Yeah, but it's not free to kill a thing. Like, in order for her to kill things, you have to discard real spells, and her +1 ramping you is negligible to irrelevant in a lot of places, and a lot of the aggro decks in this game kill you by miles, not inches, so like gaining 2 life and then they Ember Cleave you doesn't really matter. Yeah, the ultimate generally doesn't win the game. Cool Stuff Inc. ships to most of Europe. Perfect, thank you. So, like, I just timed someone out because they just said, I don't know my experience. And, like, that's just a lazy response. Like, if you don't want to engage, that's fine. Don't engage with me and have a conversation. But don't just be like, yeah, bro, that's just my experience, man. Like, if you want to have a conversation and talk about why it's good and why it's bad, like, you hear me talking about reasons. I'm presenting reasons. I'm not just saying my experience is she sucks. I talked about the details about why her downtick has a real cost associated with it, and why the uptick isn't relevant against a lot of aggro decks, and why I feel the ultimate isn't reasonable. And like, if you disagree with those statements, engage and talk about why you disagree. Don't just shrug and be like, well, man, that's just like your opinion, man. Like, pound sand. Like, if you don't want to engage and talk about in a meaningful reason why this card is good or why this card is bad, like, why are you here? Like, don't bother posting in my chat. Like, that's how you have an actual discussion, is like, tell me, give me specifics and talk about the details of why this card is good or why this card is bad. Lurrus decks can try and nickel and dime you out of the game. Sure, so it's good against exactly Lurrus. Just saying like good for me, like that's a good example of, okay, so the gaining 2 life can be good in the Lurrus matchup. Sure. That's a good example of this is a functional use of this card and where the plus is relevant. So like there, in a matchup like that, you have 2 modes that are useful. Alright, I'm gonna board into Mystic Disputes. Is Stonecoil Serpent actually good here? Protection from multicolored actually seems great. Yeah, I don't know. Like, she can remove pressure and planeswalkers in decks that don't play creature. I guess, but like, if you want her to be removal, she's worse removal than Elspeth Conquers Death in most situations, right? And if you want her to be card advantage, she's worse card advantage than 3 mana Narset in most situations, right? I guess if you want a kind of awkward card that like does both those things poorly, sure. A link to Cool Stuff Inc. at the end of that command sounds great, Azintoth. That verbiage is awesome. Just link the website at the end. She's good against Temur Reclamation. I don't know if I believe you. Like, against Temur Reclamation, tapping out for a 4-mana Planeswalker that doesn't really win the game sounds like a really huge cost, right? Like, 4 mana is not a lot of mana. She's definitely not going to get Temur Reclamation. Yeah, like, I believe, like, the Lurrus argument seems reasonable, right? Like, you want all your removal spells in that matchup, fine. I'm glad you're enjoying the Snapdax deck, Beansy. Mutate is great. Being able to turn a dead card in any matchup into a Doomblade is okay. Yeah, I guess. But, like, that's, like, okay game ones, I guess, right? But, like, the matchups where... Well, let's rephrase. The matchups where you're likely to have dead cards, random Doomblades also aren't likely to be very useful, right? Like, you're gonna gain some percentage points. A snake, oh, it's a snake. Badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom. Do 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 do. Fire's decks have a lot of dead cards. Can you give me an example? Like, when do Fire's decks have a lot of dead cards? What dead cards do Fire's decks have against aggro? Like a second Fires? Sure, so you have exactly that?
I really should have seen that coming.
So, I'm gonna be honest, I wanted to cast some Baby Godzillas off stream. So I spent some time playing, what's it called? Also ECD a lot of time. I haven't seen Fire's decks playing Elspeth Conquers Death. Sure, she's fine in best of one. I don't care about best of one. I played some matches off stream, and I don't know. The more I play the blue-black flash decks, the less I'm convinced that it's a playable archetype. We're gonna play it a few more times on stream, so we got deck submissions, so we get experience with it, but not playing Yorion, ECD combos, and Fires feels wrong to me. Well, I think... Why? I don't understand the appeal of playing, like, an 80-card Yorion deck when you could just, like, play Kroxa and kill people with Cavaliers. And again, things are going to still shake out, but I would be surprised if the ideal Jeskai deck wasn't just someone jamming a bunch of copies of... Wasn't just someone jamming a bunch of copies of Cavaliers again and actually killing people. Being proactive tends to be very good. What I recommend for beating up the Lurrus decks, I think both Gyruda and Jeskai Fires are great choices for beating up the Lurrus decks. Yeah, but, like, if you're playing Yorion, you're not going to kill people. You're not going to kill people with Cavalier super consistently because your deck's now 80 cards. How much to cut to the front of Standard? $100. Q super back it up. Standard's expensive right now too.
I won't forget
I think the top Standard deck this morning has 70 points or something like that. It's a lot. You're looking on Clover Knights with Lurrus at the moment. There is the last Standard deck slated for today is Lurrus Adventures. And it's actually a Lurrus Adventure deck, which seems reasonable. You've not had a good experience against Lurrus Cat's decks with Gyruda. Have you played the Bant Gyruda deck on my website? Did you watch the video set we played with it? Because we kind of messed up the that archetype every time we played it. The games weren't particularly close. I think there's a lot of different ways to build the Gyruda deck, and I think a lot of people haven't explored it just yet. What's the rationale between the odd or even wrath on the sideboard? What would you play instead? Why is it a bad card? What problem are you fixing by making a change? Rather than me telling you why this card is good, tell me why it's bad. Put in a little effort. I believe in you.
This is a fight you can win. No, I am not making this up as I go.
Feels like we're dead at this point. You know, I don't know. The more I play with the variations of this Breach archetype, the less I become convinced that this Breach deck, any variation of this Breach deck, not even just this specific one, is better than playing Kisa's combo in this format. Kisa's combo really feels like it's much better than these Breach decks in terms of getting picked apart by interaction. All of my Magic thumbnails, my YouTube subs have banned this or broken this with the new set. Why are people reacting this way too soon? I mean, you could think about it this way. All the people who are like hyping up ban hype and like aren't waiting to actually get information, those are people you can just like cut out of your MTG content life. Those are people who you know are like trying to clickbait you and don't actually have a lot of experience or have an interest in like putting in the effort. Use it as a good excuse to like thin the herd. Our hand's fine. Not amazing, but fine.
Trust me. You'll thank me later. Don't worry. I got this.
Sure, but the even odd card is like a 2 or 3 for 1. Take Grull, for example. A lot of our creatures cost... You said we don't break the symmetry. Think about the Grull matchup. A lot of our cards cost 2 mana. And like the Grull deck has a lot of 1s and 3s. Yeah, I mean, there's always lazy, easy click money to be made, right? Super easy to play into the hype. Alright, the old turn 4 attack with Lazav sounds great. Oh, they're just Kai missing killers. Sign me up. So there's 7 cards in my graveyard here, so I can actually escape Kroxa next turn. Dispute sounds good. Secretkeeper sounds less than good. Do you offhand how long the last open took? We played, the finals finished in just under 10 hours live. Generally speaking, you should expect an hour per round, so 11 hours is a good expectation. If you plan to win the Open on Saturday, you should expect the event to last 11 hours. Anything less than that is not realistic, I don't think. standard being the format help with the... Does standard being the format help with direct challenge? I mean, it doesn't really. It just changes... The direct challenge option, we used the limited option last time and it was fine. Another playable walker that gains life, ramps, kills things, and turns into another dragon that's better than the cheap available walkers in standard. So, like, again, you're not being specific. So, again, like, people think just... When I ask people to be specific and talk about interactions and compare directly to their cards, people think just writing a lot of words is what I mean when I say be specific. So, like, you wrote a lot of words and you told me what the card does, but, like, I can read. I know I'm a Magic player, but I'm literate. I know what the card does. Like, I understand what the abilities do. Like, well, I know what it does, but what does it do for you specifically is the key question. So, like, again, my discussion would be is in best of 3, where you get to sideboard, if you're looking for a Planeswalker to generate card advantage, in my opinion, 4-mana Narset generates card advantage worse than 3-mana Narset generates card advantage. If I'm looking for an expensive removal spell that sticks around and generates value, she's a worse expensive removal spell than Elspeth Conquers Death in most situations. Those are the types of comparisons you should be looking at. Don't just say what the card text does. Talk about what it does in terms of what you're actually looking to do in the format. I know what it does, but what does it do? Think about how it's working. And again, I think the argument for saying this card seems great in best of 1 because it's more flexible than 3-mana Narset or Elspeth Conquers Death. I think that's a very reasonable comparison. However, in best of 3, I feel like you can afford to be more specific, right? Would be my take. Sure, that's a good one too. I like this specific from Nitro Mario. Nitro Mario says they're playing Sarkhan and they're playing a split of Narset so they can play more Planeswalkers for Sarkhan. And I think that's a great specific right there. So this is the specific upside that we're gaining by leveraging this card instead of these other options. And focusing on those details, in my opinion, is really how you learn to evaluate and figure out which cards are ideal and which ones aren't. Don't just look at the card text, because in Magic, there's always so many different cards that fill each role. Worrying about this card does this and this card does that is key, in my opinion.
Meditate and prepare.
I'll protect you.
Yes, yeah, her -2 looting is less detrimental in best of 1 because you're more likely to have dead cards in a best of 1. Okay, so can we kill them from here is the question. Can they die from this position? So Wishclaw is 2 mana. I think we should be able to here, right? I think I'm gonna start with this. See where we go. Okay, cool. And we drew Underworld Breach here, right? Oh no, because I played him from the bin. Oh, I'm dumb. Okay, that's fine. So I go get Underworld Breach with this. So I have a number of cards in my build. Okay, and there's the Diligent Excavator. Okay, so I get to do this, and then I get to go this, and then I get to do this. Okay, now we've won, right? We've won the game, I believe. So we get to do this. You get to make blue. I get to cast this. Yeah, we're deterministic at this point. So we cast this. We mill 2. And like again, Lurrus just looking super impressive here, right? Like we would not have been in this game if Lurrus hadn't been a card that we had access to. Okay, so now we can deterministically deck ourselves, and we have mana at the end of deterministically decking ourselves so we can cast Thassa's Oracle. This deck and Keys' combo illustrate how silly the legend rule is. Yeah, could you imagine the OG legend rule? This just doesn't work, right? Because the OG legend rule, you what's it called? They just both die. Hey, ASD, thanks for the Brady Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. So again, just looping these Mox with the Diligent Excavator to deterministically build myself out. And like, again, just like, if you go back and look at what our board state was at the start of this turn, we comboed from very little here, right? Yeah, by the way, Magic Arena, same targets, always yield when, please. I would have 4 less clicks per combo cycle if they would just add the features Magic the Gathering or Online has to this application. I don't even need an execute combo button, just like a save targets and always yield would be great. For people that aren't familiar with Magic the Gathering Online, in Magic Online, save targets means you don't have to click on yourself every time you do a loop like this. It also means you don't have to click OK/resolve on every one of these Diligent Excavator triggers. Save targets is a fairly new Magic the Gathering Online feature. You're not wrong. Oh. I feel like one of the things that's happening to me personally, at least, as the result of everything that's going on with COVID right now, is that all of those things that happen in like movies where there's like this big event or a pandemic or something like that happens, and you're always like, that wouldn't really happen. People aren't that stupid. That's completely unrealistic. I will never say that again about anything that ever happens in a movie. Because everything that's happened in the last, like, month and a half, and, like, looking at what people do in actual real life, it's just like, oh yeah, people are actually that stupid. There's a good chance that would really happen. Like, just no, there's no hope left. Options, gameplay, turn off, enable gameplay warnings. Ooh, that does save me a click. That's good to know about. Example, please, that set off this rant. Someone posted a tweet in one of my Discord groups that it said, I would like to apologize, I would like to apologize to the Jurassic Park franchise. It is in fact very realistic that the rich would reopen the park in spite of consistent mass death. It's just like, well, you know, that is in fact actually realistic. Divinations and Absorb. Probably just their counterspell. Our graveyard's actually in a pretty good spot already. I'm gonna go ahead and play Lazav here, because if we can find a mana source, we can Kroxa plus copy Kroxa next turn and attack, which will be sick. Hey, Alan. I made it to a year without being timed out, so I'll take one in celebration. Thanks for the entire year of support. Welcome back. So, next turn we'll be able to shock this in, play Kroxa, they'll discard a card, pay 2, copy Kroxa, attack, they'll discard a card. If you're just joining us today and you're someone who is thinking about registering for the Open this weekend, we are now down to less than 50 slots available for Saturday's tournament. So if you think that's something you would like to do, you should make sure you sign up on MTG Melee page so you don't miss a slot. Keep in mind, it will be a long event. The winner of that tournament will likely, the winner of that tournament will likely be playing for about 11 hours. The loser, the first loser of that tournament also will be playing for that time. The earlier rounds will probably last a little over an hour per round. Can you buy arena codes using Cool Stuff Inc. money? What do you mean by arena codes? I don't think Cool Stuff Inc. sells anything related to arena, no. Yeah, Matt's going to be doing commentary again with me on Saturday. And, like, even if they kill this, I have enough cards thanks to Merfolk Secretkeeper to escape this Kroxa. The Merfolk Secretkeepers have actually been, like, super clutch in this set. I'd love to compete, but I can't stay up to 5 a.m., and I don't want to play if I'm unable to win it. Yep. Yeah, I understand the events are not super accessible for people that live outside the United States. Unfortunately, that's just the reality in which we live. I need to be able to do reasonable commentary, so it needs to be in time zones that are acceptable to me. Yes, I could escape Kroxa in addition to having this in play, but I don't want to put all of my power into play at the same time, I don't think. So I'm gonna wait till they sweep or kill this before I put this out. But yeah, you can in fact have this copying it and this in play simultaneously because they have different names. Yeah, another thing to keep in mind too, and this is something I did when I played in SCG tournaments, if you're someone who wins Cool Stuff Inc. credit and you don't think you'll use it personally, you can resell that credit. You're just going to get a gift code. It's not tied to your name, so you're allowed to resell your store credit. When I played on the SCG Open Series, I very regularly played in their events for store credit and then sold my store credit. Usually I'd sell it for like 75 or 80 cents on the dollar and effectively turn it into cash. Good morning, Explosive Botanist. Thanks for that. Welcome back. Yeah, so you'll be able to resell whatever gift credit you buy. So if it's not useful to you and you want to flip it to other Magic players, that'll be allowed. They have 8 life. Or 8 life and 2 cards left. What if I just like play Lurrus and replay Kroxa here? I think I like that. We can combo. Do I have enough stuff in my bin to combo? No, I don't have Mox, right? I need Mox in. And playing Kroxa here mills me too, which is great. Oh, I have a Stonecoil Serpent, I guess. If Stonecoil and I have this, maybe we could have comboed there. I have a second Excavator, so I could have Excavated. I could have Excavated. And then I could have Excavated and then gotten a Mox. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, X is CMC 0 for companion check. That is correct. That's why you can play things like the Stonecoil Serpent. They're dead to Kroxa, assuming they don't have a spell. Yeah, the Lurrus aspect of this deck's been real sweet. The Lazav aspect's been sweet too. I kind of think with Kroxa and Lazav, I kind of want 4 Lazav in my deck. The Lazav Kroxa aspect's been really good at multiple points here so far. We're also a little bit low on legendary creatures, but I guess with Lurrus always available, that's not quite as true. Yeah, I kind of feel like I want 4 of these. Maybe we trim the 4th Secretkeeper for that. Listen, he's Lazav, okay? Lazav and I, we go way back. He doesn't care what I call him. Hey, Zoris, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. I feel like I need to take a double peek at the mana base in this deck too. I feel like we've been short blue mana a number of times this set. Kind of social media, not a public post though. Was writing to someone in a Discord server. Some of the partners I work with, for setting up some advertising stuff that I have in the pipeline potentially are in Europe. So if I try to message them when I'm off stream, I have to wait to like hear from them till tomorrow. So I try to message them back while I'm live on occasion, so I can like not have to wait 3 or 4 days to get a back and forth done. You know, honestly, maybe Wishclaw Talisman is the card we trimmed for the last Lazav. With Lurrus of the Dream Dead as a card that we're playing, it feels like, with Lurrus being a card that we're playing, it feels like the Wishclaw is something a little bit less necessary. You would love to know what the composition of my viewers look like, in what manner. Guess we're... yeah, let's play Lurrus out as well. Thanks for the tip. Guard yourself. For Just Guy Cycling, sounds good. No, they're not anybody. It kind of speaks volume to how much generic gaming chair X is like a thing that like, no, I've never worked with Secret Lab. They are not a sponsor that I've worked with before. I had a racer partnership at one point. Are they dead? They're dead, right? Am I short colors of mana? I think I'm short a blue source, right? Because I don't have a Lazav. So I can go get a Mox, and then I can play a Mox, and then I can play Underworld Breach, but I can't actually generate blue to play the Thassa's Oracle, right? I think I have to pass. Can we keep a blue to play a Lazav? I don't think so, right? Because I have to use this to get it, and then I have to use this. No, you're right, I can. No, because I need a blue to cast the Diligent Excavator, and if I cast the Diligent Excavator, I'm no longer deterministic. Yeah, because I need a blue to cast this, I need a red to cast this, and this makes the Mox only make white and black. Yeah, so because I need red for this, I need blue for this. This is a red, this is a blue, and then I only have black mana left over afterwards, is the issue. Excavator makes Mox tap for you. I'm going to give you a 10-minute break to read those cards and figure out why that's not the case. Excavator's a legend in our hearts, right? That's brutal. Oh, we milled the Mox, though. Alright, so are they dead then if Underworld Breach resolves? I think so, right? And then, if they counterspell this, I haven't used Lurrus yet for the turn. So now I get to play this with Lurrus. And now I could do this. Okay, I believe they're deterministically dead, right? Because I need double blue at some point, but I'm gonna get to get a Lazav cast out of the bin, and then once I get a Lazav out of the bin, I'll be able to make blue with my Mox. Is how this works, right? So when we find a Lazav, we'll have to pit stop and cast that. Yeah, there should definitely be a fourth Lazav in here. 10 out of 10. Okay, and now we have Lazav. Our Moxes are making blue. Again, just seeing some of that power of the redundancy that Lurrus provides here. They had the counterspell, and we were just able to play second Breach thanks to Lurrus. Every time we cast a Mox, we escape 3. Every time we cast the Mox, we mill 4. So guaranteed to not run out of cards in our bin. At the end of the chain, when our deck is empty, we just go ahead and cast Thassa's Oracle. I can turn off this warning, right? Enable gameplay warnings. Whew! We reduced a click, chat. We trimmed a click off the combo here. Look at that efficiency. You love to see it, chat. Yeah, shout out to the person in chat that messaged that click efficiency. I've never played an XCOM game, no. Is it worth it to add additional excavators to the board to get more triggers? I don't know the actual answer to that question. I haven't gone through the math of figuring that out. Alright, so we beat Gruul aggro, and then we're 2-1 against various control brews on the day so far with this. Let's play one more here. We're either finish 4-1 or 3-2 before we roll on to our next one. We're actually doing double historic this morning. Getting a little bit of historic back into the mix. A lot of standard decks in the queue, but also a lot of historic decks as well. So I want to make sure we get, don't let all of those rot. Next week, after the Standard Open, we're probably going to go back to a little bit more mix. I think we're going to do a bunch of double historic days. Probably move to doing 2 historic, 3 standard a day next week. Hey, Madivid, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Historic, if you're someone that's newer to the channel or newer to Magic Arena, is a non-rotating format on Magic Arena, which means the card pool just gets larger. Cards never leave it. So if you find a deck that you really enjoy playing in this format, you can play it until it gets banned or until it becomes unplayable. The Open Series events that we are running this weekend, second event is Standard, but my plan moving forward is that 2 out of 3 of the Opens per quarter will be Historic. Because Standard, even good Standard formats like a month or 2 months in tend to become a little bit stale. So I still intend to play plenty of Standard on the channel, but my plan is to do 1 Standard Open and then 2 Historic Opens and rotate through that. So the first one right after set release will always be Standard, but the 2 after that will be Historic. Drewski Brew, thanks for the sub-gifties. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia to our new members. Remember, even gift subs can play in the event this weekend as well. So if that's something you're into, feel free to sign up. When do you plan to play 80-card Kiki? I don't plan to play Magic Online until they fix the companion bugs. So last I checked, they have Gyruda banned in all formats, and Lurrus is bugged. And one of the other ones is bugged too, I think. So once they fix that, we'll dip back into some Moto. What are my favorite Historic decks? You can always find the answer to what are my favorite Historic decks by checking out my website. Great Historic decks resource up there. And again, kind of highlighting the Lazav here, the power with this. Definitely want 4 of these. We're going to play Kroxa. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to copy Kroxa and attack for 6 and make them discard another card here. Really, really powerful start. And again, we get to have this powerful start on top of our random busted combo draws that happen in this deck, which is just excellent. Pretty decent turn 2. We actually didn't hit any starter decks in the event this morning. We played against a couple of control decks of questionable deck quality, but you know, people love them some control decks, right? Okay, so we're literally just going to empty their hand here, right? We're going to attack them with this. We're going to go Kroxa. Oh no, but they play Field of the Dead, chat. Field of the Dead is so powerful and busted. Why would they? I don't understand how they're losing, chat. They played Field of the Dead. I misspelled Jagnatha. Did I? Jagnatha? No, it's spelled right. Right? Nope, it's not. Oh, it's Jaganatha. All right. Fixed. Thank you. If you notice any of their typos or issues with the deck pages on my website, let me know. I'm my own editor for jeffhoagland.com. They're playing Field of the Dead. Do I even sideboard? Maybe I want some. Can I just click submit? Is it crazy to just assume that I can like race them in most facets? I kind of just want to click submit. Oh, all of our lands are tapped. That's probably still fine. If you don't want Ego here, should it get cut from the sideboard? No, I think Ego's important against Nexus of Fate, another fast combo decks. The opponent's archetype doesn't win particularly quickly. Yeah. You want it against Nexus of Fate, because Nexus of Fate can pop off and kill you before you pop off and kill them. Well, that's just rude. All right, haven't lost our one of Thassa's Oracle yet. Yeah, for now, I'm definitely milling them. He says as he mills his opponent into an Uro. Yikes! Yikes! What have I done, chat? What have I done? Oh gosh, Ashiok Static Text turns off Wishclaw too. That's real gross. That's fine. Hopefully they're dead this turn. Hopefully they're just not getting another turn here. You have 20% off code for the first 20 people. Sweet, early. You can feel free to just post it in chat if you want. For Hurly Burly Studios, you just come up there on the ticker. They do professional Magic the Gathering alterations. Ashiok is non-gendered. Do I need to try and make them have it here? I actually don't, right? I think I'm just playing a land, playing a Lurrus, and passing. I think I'm playing a land, playing a Lurrus, and passing. Merfolk is singular and plural. Merfolks isn't a word, right? I'm pretty sure Merfolks isn't a word. Almost positive. Thanks for the... Yeah, Merfolk is like deer. It's both singular and plural. Alright, so incredibly likely that we kill them this turn. Alright, they didn't mill... They didn't mill my... I'm gonna go for it here because we're getting close to dead. That's unfortunate. Again, I can't use Wishclaw Talisman because, I can't use Wishclaw Talisman because Ashiok Static Text is currently going on. There's an Underworld Breach. So then I get to do... I have a Lazav in my deck still, right? They haven't exiled all three of them. There's only one Lazav in exile. So now I get to do... Now I get to do this. And now this exiles 3, mills 4. Again, Lurrus letting us just mill ourselves into our thing, being incredibly powerful here. So now we're just looking for... Now we're just looking for a Lazav so we can start making blue mana. We were really fortunate this game that the Thassas, that the Ashiok downticks didn't hit all of our Lazavs, and they didn't hit all of our Lazavs, and they didn't hit our Thassa's Oracle. So a little bit of luck there for us. I guess we could theoretically hit Lazav too far down, he said before hitting it just in time. So let's make sure we don't click on Thassa's Oracle by mistake here. So then this happens, and then once this comes into play, the Moxes now make blue mana. Wow, it really feels like Lurrus made this archetype better. The points that we went off from in this set compared to positions we would have gone off from in the past. I mean, this archetype's always been a better combo deck than Khesis, but Khesis has often felt like it's a better fair deck. But I wonder if Lurrus plus Stonecoil Serpent plus the Kroxa package changes that. Because if I hit Lazav too far down, I have to put Lazav into play and put 2 Moxen into play and put Thassa's Oracle into play. Because I need to be able to make two mana with Mox after hitting the Lazav. All right, so we hit the 4-1 with one of our losses being to one of the control decks we played against. I think the only change I would make after that set is I would cut the 4th Wishclaw Talisman for a 4th Lazav. I think is my plan. I think I would just make that swap. The rest of this felt fairly trim. Merfolk Secretkeeper is something I kind of added on a whim, and it was excellent at multiple points in that set. Like, being a mill 4 to enable Kroxa, having 4 shots to draw good cards for Lurrus. It was an excellent blocker in the Gruul matchup. Yeah, I mentioned the mana base. What does our mana look like here? We've got 14 blue. That's gotta be wrong. So we have 14 blue here. And then we've got 16 black, 16 red. I think that's too much. I think at a minimum, I want to turn... What do I want to do? I feel like I want at least one more blue source in the mana base. Yeah, Grixis Triumph would be absurd for this deck. We would snap off playing 4 of those. I think it's probably just flip a Dragonskull Summit to a Drowned Catacomb at a minimum. Go to 15 red, 15 blue, I think is right. Yeah, I think that would be the change I'd make in the mana base. As far as the sideboard is concerned, I don't know. We were pretty linear and ran people down, so I don't really know that I have strong attachments to anything going on. Anything going on in the sideboard? Did we ever use Stonecoil to do the thing? Maybe you replace it with Verisev's Thibblethip suggestion. So, I really like Stonecoil Serpent in this deck because not only is it a 0 mana artifact that you can combo with on occasion, Not only is it a 0-mana artifact that we can combo with on occasion, but the fact that this is a creature that gives us a fair beatdown plan alongside Kroxa, but also one that doesn't get bounced by 3-mana Teferi, I think's a big deal. This card is also an excellent blocker in the Gruul matchup. Like, in the Gruul matchup that we won, we actually beat our opponent. Our opponent was on the play, and on turn 2, they played Burning Tree, Pelt Collector, and a 3/2, a 3-power creature. And we won that game on the draw because of Stonecoil Serpent and Merfolk Secretkeeper. So, yeah, the Stonecoil, I think these two together is good. I like that these two work well together with our fair beatdown plan. I think if I was going to play Breach, this seems like the best Breach deck that I've played to date. Obviously, sample size small, test a lot, but Lurrus felt like a very real upgrade. Allowed us to combo in positions I wouldn't be able to combo from otherwise. All right, what are we doing? So we're doing a second historic deck this morning before we dive on into a bunch of standard. We're going to kick the tires on some Sultai Flash here in Historic. I'm going to go ahead and hit a quick ad roll while I get my deck list updated and get everything flipped over. We'll be back in just a few minutes with this one. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.